Hello everybody. In this tutorial, let us see how to integrate ServiceNow with Splunk. So now going into the topic. So in order to in order to get the data ingested, which data? ServiceNow data into Splunk environment. So first of all, you should have a ServiceNow instance up and running. Okay. So if you are working in an organization, so already will be having. Otherwise, if you are for practicing purpose, if you want to integrate, you must have a ServiceNow instance up and running. So if you do not have, so you can always go to Google and you can always type ServiceNow. So once if you type ServiceNow, the first link itself you'll be finding the ServiceNow link, and if you click on that one, you will be going into the ServiceNow website. Okay, so now you can always, if you have already a login, okay, so you can always click over here on the icon, whatever the person icon, whatever you're seeing over here. Okay, and if you click it over here, it will be asking for your registered email and password. Okay, so if you have an account, you can always click on this one and you can sign in. Otherwise, if you do not have an account, you have to click on this link, get a ServiceNow ID, and if you click on this one, okay, so it will be taken to a form where you have to fill your personal details and all, just like in any other website. Okay, and after giving all these details, you can sign up. And once after signing up, okay, so to your email ID, you will be getting a link, verification link. So you have to authenticate that link, and then once after authentication, you will be ServiceNow will be providing you a instance for you, a developer instance for you. Okay, so like this, ServiceNow will be providing a developer instance for you. When after clicking on the particular link in your email given by ServiceNow, so once if it is verified, you will be given a particular developer URL like this. Okay, so by using this lens along with this URL, you will be having your username and password. And again, if I say username, the username will be admin only because you have created. Okay, so you yourself have created this account, right? So with your email ID and all, so you will be the admin for this particular instance. Okay, so username will be the admin, and password also initially one password will be provided, and if you want, you can always change that password as well. So like this, you will be getting a ServiceNow instance. Okay, so you have to open this one, and as I have said, admin is the username. I'll be giving admin over here, and password, whatever the password I have got, I will be giving that password. So if you log into this ServiceNow instance, so you will be seeing this particular, this is your instance actually. So in the you'll be finding different tabs over here. Okay, just like a menu. Okay, so all, if you want to find the things whatever you have in ServiceNow, you can click on this all tab, where you will be finding in this all, but in this all tab under again self-service uh, link, you will be finding business applications, dashboards, service catalog, employee center, like that will be having. So in this video, we will be seeing how to ingest incidents. Okay, so this is the incidents. So we have to go over here basically. Okay, so apart from that, if you see the other tabs, okay, favorites, history, workspaces, admin, okay, you can always go to these particular tabs as well. So now, as our point of interest is to ingest these incidents, let us go to these incidents. And if you click on these incidents, so whatever the incidents that has been created earlier, okay, it will be showcasing these incidents. Okay, and also you can create new incidents from here as well. From the top right corner, you'll be finding a new button. If you click on this one, you will be creating a new incident. Okay, however, we will be creating new incident whenever we have got the Splunk setup for the ServiceNow, and then we'll be coming over here and we'll be creating a new incident as well, and we'll be checking. Okay, so this is the first step that you have to do. So you have to create a ServiceNow instance. Okay, first of all, if you do not have a ServiceNow account, you have to create one, and once after creating, ServiceNow itself will be providing you a developer instance. Okay, so by logging into that instance, okay, you can again come to this place. So you have to make your ServiceNow instance up and running. This is the first step you have to do. So now the second step is that you have to go to your Splunk. Okay, you have to go to your Splunk instance. So I do have installed my Splunk instance in AWS cloud. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, this is the one, and this is a setup where I do have several search heads, okay, and several indexers and forwarders and all. So from this particular location, okay, so apart from this, I do have other location, as in another location also I do have the other things like this. I will be maintaining several setups like this. Okay, so and I will be establishing the connection. So if I duplicate this one, if you go to Singapore location from here, so it is not showing anything over here. Oh, sorry, this is not the location I'm looking for. Some Tokyo, I think. So if you go over here, see, you will be having, seeing several setups like this. So even in my regular classes, I will be explaining by using various kinds of these setups, using various kinds of indexes, search heads, and deployment server, cluster master, whatever the components are there. With all those components, I will be establishing the connection, and I will be showing to you. Okay, so whenever the admin part is concerned, okay, wherever the admin part is concerned. So like this now, okay, so I am going to create, okay, so I am going to get into this instance. Whatever the incidents are there, I will be ingesting those incidents into this particular instance. Net server is there, right? Underscore sh. This is basically a search head. Okay, so we can always ingest into this particular instance. So in order to ingest this data, okay, so we can always use an add-on. Okay, we can always use an add-on. Splunk will be providing its own add-on, Splunk add-on for ServiceNow. Okay, so Splunk add-on for ServiceNow is an add-on where it is an inbuilt add-on provided by Splunk itself. We can always use that add-on and we can get the data from the ServiceNow into the Splunk environment. Okay, so this particular add-on can be installed, okay, even in your indexer, in the search head, or in the heavyweight forwarder. Okay, so either in the indexer also you can install it and you can get the data from the ServiceNow, or even in the search head also you can install and you can get the data from the ServiceNow, or even from the heavyweight forwarder also you can install and get the data. But where you cannot get the data, you cannot install in the universal forwarder. At the universal forwarder level, you cannot install the Splunk add-on for ServiceNow. That's what you have to remember. Okay, so now let us log into this particular instance and let us install. Okay, so I will close this one and I'll be opening and I'll be saying HTTPS, as this is HTTPS enabled, HTTPS / IP address :8000, which is the port number where we have to use in order to open this Splunk instance. Okay, so we will be opening our Splunk instance. In the first place, it will be asking the username and password. So admin will be the username, and whatever the password is there, I will be giving that. So once after logging in, so now what we have to do, we can always, okay, so as I have told you that that is the app, that is the add-on provided by the ServiceNow itself. Okay, so we can get that add-on, okay, from the app section. Okay, so in the left pane you will be prominently seeing the apps. Okay, so from here, if you go to find more apps, okay, you can always go to the particular apps page, or else Splunk apps. In this particular link also, you can click on this particular link and you can go to the particular apps page. So if you click it over here, Okay, you'll be going to the apps page. So where you will be seeing prominently whatever the apps that Splunk provides, you will be seeing all these apps over here. Okay, so now our point of interest, ServiceNow. Okay, if we can type this one in this search box, okay, ServiceNow, and if you press enter over here, so you'll be finding this app, Splunk add-on for ServiceNow. This is the app we are looking for, right? So this app we can always install. Okay, so like this you can always go from the particular link, okay, Splunk apps link, and you can directly within the interface itself, okay, within the Splunk interface itself you can always find the apps, or else you can always go to the splunkbase.com. Okay, what is that? Splunkbase.com. So splunkbase.com is an app store for Splunk. Okay, just like your app store, okay, and Google Play Store. Okay, so Apple App Store and Google Play Store will be there, right? So similarly, splunkbase.com, okay, is an app store for Splunk, splunkbase.splunk.com. So where you will be finding all the apps over here. So which is the app we are searching for? Splunk add-on for ServiceNow, right? So this is the add-on we can always search. So now see, if I search this one, it will be directly showing me this particular app. Okay, so now you can always download this particular app, but if you, in order to download this one, you have to log in. So already we have logged in where in the Splunk instance, but that is not sufficient. You have to log into your Splunk website, whatever the Splunk website is there, right? So where you will be downloading the softwares, okay, some Splunk software, access one Splunk software. So to that particular website, Splunk website, you have to log in first of all. So if I click on this link, it will be taking to my Splunk website, login on splunk.com, and here it will be asking for my email or for the username. So I'll be providing my username and the password which I have got for this one, I'll be providing as well. So now if I click on this Splunk account login, so I'll be logging. So now it is available for download. Okay, so now I can download this one. Okay, so once if you try to download, it will ask to accept the license and all. Okay, and also I consent to share my contact information with Splunk, which is not necessarily required. Okay, so I'll not be checking this checkbox and I'll be clicking agree to download. Okay, so now yeah, it will be starting downloading and it has downloaded as well. So I'll be clicking on OK. Okay, so now it has been downloaded. So now see, the app, the particular add-on is there, right? You can always download it from your Splunk instance itself or else from this splunkbase.com. So what is the difference basically over here? So if you install the app, if you install the app or add-on, whatever it may be, okay, so what are the apps you want to install or add-ons you want to install, if you come to the Splunk base, you will be finding the full-fledged information over here, the summary, the details, okay, the installation thing, the troubleshooting, okay, the version history, contact, each and everything. Okay, so if you do not have any idea about a thing, okay, or about an app, so then you can always come over here to splunkbase.com and you can search the particular app. Okay, so that you will be having the full-fledged information over here. In the other case, if you know a thing, okay, so if you know about a thing but you are still and if you want to get that particular add-on or app, you can just go to your Splunk interface and you can search it over here, so that a brief information you will be finding it over here and you can install it directly. But if you want to explore something, okay, then you can particularly come to this splunkbase.com and you can explore. Okay, that is the difference. So now as we have downloaded, okay, let us go to the Splunk interface. Okay, I won't download it from here. Okay, so it has downloaded to my downloads folder. So what I'll be doing over here, again I'll be going to the home page by clicking on this one, Splunk Enterprise. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be clicking on this gear icon. Okay, so where I'll be going to the manage apps page, where we'll be seeing the all the apps that has been already installed by Splunk itself. Okay, so so all these particular things has been installed in Splunk itself, right? So now if you want to install, what we have to do, you have to go to this particular install app from file, because it has been downloaded to the local machine, right? From my splunkbase.com to the local machine, that has been downloaded. So now what I have to say, I have to click on install app from file. Okay, so now it will be asking me to browse the particular file, whatever that has been installed. So it will be in my downloads folder. So this is the particular app that I have got, sorry, add-on that I have got. And if I click open, okay, so it will be selecting the particular one, and if I click upload, it will be uploaded to the Splunk interface. So it will be taking some time. So it has been installed right now. Okay, so now if you again go to the home page over here, okay, so you'll be prominently seeing over here Splunk add-on for ServiceNow. This is which version? 7.4.1. The Splunk add-on version is Splunk add-on for ServiceNow version is 7.4.1. Okay, so now once if you click on this particular app, okay, so prominently you will be seeing three tabs over here as well. Okay, so one is the inputs tab, where you will be seeing the ServiceNow inputs. Okay, what are the inputs you have to get from the ServiceNow? Okay, so this particular add-on has provided here itself. Okay, what are the change requests you want, what are the change tasks you want, CMDB or problem tickets or incidents tickets, okay, which we are going to ingest now. Okay, so all these things the particular add-on will be showcasing here itself. Okay, so that is the thing. This is the inputs tab that will be provided. Okay, so to this part will be coming later. Okay, and next tab is the configuration tab. So in this configuration tab, what you will be seeing, you will be seeing for in the configuration tab again, you do have several tabs over here. So the first one is the ServiceNow account. Okay, so we can always create a ServiceNow account over here. Okay, so as this is a fresh one, there are no records, found. It is saying there are no records. It is saying because we have not added any ServiceNow account, but we have to add a ServiceNow account in order to continue, in order to get the data from the ServiceNow into Splunk environment. Okay, so this is required. So this is the first step, in fact, we have to do. So the ServiceNow proxy setup is not required because we are not using any proxy. And this one, this logging tab, if you click on this one, we have to select this one as well, logging level. Okay, we have to always we can always select whatever we want, whether if you want a debug level, if you want, you can put this one. If you want info level, warning, error critical, like that, whatever the level you want, you can always put, and you can save this one. Okay, so like this, we do have several tabs over here in this one. And third one is the search tab, where you can search. Once after ingesting the data, what you can do, you can directly search it over here, in order to check whether the data has been getting ingested into the Splunk environment or not. You can always search it over here. So as a first step, what we have to do, we have to go to this configuration tab, and then we have to configure the ServiceNow account. So in order to do that one, I'll be clicking on the add over here, and the account name, I'll be giving something ServiceNow underscore add-on, or else you can always give something. Okay, so ServiceNow to Splunk. Okay, so like this you can always give, and you can always give and whatever the ServiceNow instance, okay, that has been provided, developer instance that has been provided by ServiceNow, you have to get that link over here. Okay, so this is the actual link that has been provided by the ServiceNow developer instance link. Okay, I'll be copying this one and I'll be pasting it over there, where in this particular URL. Okay, URL field. Okay, so now, so the authentication type I'll be putting as basic authentication only, and username, whatever the developer instance username and password are there, whatever we have used it in order to log in, the same for ServiceNow, the same username and password will be using. So admin will be the username, and password, whatever the earlier one we have given over there, the same password will be given. And whatever the password will be configuring, the same password you have to give over here as well. Okay, so now next is the record count. Okay, if you see over here, it is showing 3000 as default. Okay, so what is this record count actually? So this record count specifies, okay, so actually whenever in order to get the data inside the Splunk environment, the service now, okay, so it will be sending an API call to the this Splunk, actually this particular add-on will sending an API call to the service now. Okay, so then it will be trying to fetch the records from the service now. Okay, so it will be fetching from within the range of 1 to 1 lakh records at a time. Okay, so now what this add-on is saying, so what Splunk is saying over here, so it is always better to have a maximum number of the events, okay, maximum number of the data, okay, or the maximum number of records from the service now, whatever you are getting, okay, you can specify the maximum number of records over here. Okay, so otherwise what will be happening, it will be slowing down the data collection rate. That's what Splunk is saying over here. Okay, so what the meaning of this is actually, so when you give a higher number, for example, say if you think that you have got in your incident table, okay, if you think in ServiceNow in your incident table in the database, in the incident table, if you think that you have got some 80,000 records, you can always put 80,000 as the record count, because so all the records it can fetch at a time. Okay, all the records can fetch at a time. But if you put a fewer number like this, okay, lesser number like this, okay, so 3000, 4000 like that, so it has to get in batches. Okay, so 3000 records at a time, just 3000 records like that. So what will be happening, the it will be slowing down the data collection rate, correct or not? So because it is fetching in different times, okay, so in order to get the data collection rate will be normally, because the number of attempts increases, normally the data collection rate decreases. Okay, so that's why you have to provide a maximum number over here the same. Okay, so because this is a this is just a tutorial kind of purpose, okay, I am putting over here same number, I'm not changing it. Okay, so and also we do have only 2 incidents. Okay, so 3000 is fair enough, we can always put this number. Okay, so I'll be just adding this one. Okay, so now my instance, so my account has been added, Snow to Splunk. Okay, so authentication is based in basic authentication, it is same. Okay, so now what we have to do, so after completion of this step, now we have to go to this inputs tab over here. Okay, sorry, now we have to go to this logging tab and we have to select, right, one logging level we have to select. So we do have different things over here, but still info is the thing that I'll be selecting, and I'll be saving this as well. Okay, so it will be saving as well. So now this thing also I have completed, I have got the ServiceNow account, and also this login level also I have given, and now I'll be going to the inputs over here. And once after going to this particular inputs, okay, so now I will be, yeah, so before this one, before going to this inputs, so now if you want to check, okay, in the backend, okay, in the configuration files, okay, how it will be, how this add-on will be storing the things, if you want to check, okay, you can always go to this particular backend, okay, to the Linux instance. Okay, how? By connecting, because I'm using Mac, I can directly connect using the SSS command. So once if you use Linux or Mac, you can directly connect through the SSS command, or else if you are using Windows, you have to go through putty. Okay, so now what I can do, as I have taken the SSS command, I'll be taking the command line interface. I can go to the terminal over here, and I'll be saying cd documents /pem files. This is my pem files location where I do store regularly. So to this location only I have to come, I have to give my SSS command over here. So now if I press enter, I will be connecting to my instance. Okay, so this is a Linux machine, okay, with Ubuntu as the flavor. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to get super user permissions. Okay, sudo su I'll be saying first of all, and now if you go to the Splunk home, cd root opt/Splunk, and again if you go to the etc folder where the configuration files will be wrote. Okay, so now if you press enter over here, you will be going into the etc folder, and if you do ls-lrt, you will be finding the apps folder, okay, prominently. So if you go to this particular folder again, so now if you do ls-lrt, means listing of the items in the reverse order. Okay, so ls-lrt will be using listing of the items in the reverse order. So now prominently will be finding the Splunk underscore ta underscore now. Okay, Splunk underscore ta underscore now. This is the actual add-on that we are using. So here TA stands for technical add-on. Okay, TA stands for technical add-on. So Splunk underscore TA underscore snow is the add-on we have to will be getting actually as a folder. This is the particular app. Okay, so now you have to say, you have to go to which to this particular folder, cd ss capital Splunk underscore tar capital underscore snow. Okay, to this particular folder you have to go, and if you do ls listing of the items in the reverse order, again you will be finding two folders. One is the default folder, another is the local folder, and where the configurations will be wrote here in the local folder. So whatever the things that we do from the web interface, all those, so that means whatever we do from the web interface, whenever we do the things from the web interface, all the configurations will be stored in the local folder only. Splunk will be taking all the configurations in the local folder only whenever it is writing the configurations. Okay, so whenever at the time of installation or upgrading something like that, it will be writing in the default folder. Okay, so always it is a good practice to write in the local folder. Okay, so there is a separate reason for that. We'll be discussing in other tutorials as well. Okay, so you have to write in the local folder. It is always a good practice in writing in the local folder. That's what you can always remember. Okay, cd local you can always say. And now if you do ls-lrt again, listing of the items in the reverse order, so prominently you will be finding these files. Okay, Splunk will be writing these files. Okay, Splunk underscore t underscore snow underscore settings is the settings file. Okay, so if you care the contents of this particular file, you will be seeing the settings, whatever the Splunk will be providing .conf. Okay, so these are the settings. Okay, so some filter underscore parameters and migration. This is Tanja. It has given, okay, and has migrated. Okay, so it is true, it has given. Okay, so like this, according to its rules, it will be writing, it will be giving this particular thing or configuration file. And if you see the particular Splunk underscore t underscore snow and account.conf, again if you add the contents over here, underscore account.conf. Okay, so you will be finding the particular app. See, this is the name of the account we have given, right? So this is taken as the Stanja. Okay, authentication type, basic, whatever the fields in that particular form we have seen. Okay, at the time of creation of the account, all those things have been included over here. The password, record count, and the URL. Okay, so all these things, username, all these things have been included over here. Okay, so in the Splunk underscore t underscore snow underscore account.configuration file, you can always find these details. Okay, and in the passwords.configuration configuration file, if you see the contents over here, so whatever the password you have given over there, it will be saving this password but in an encrypted format. Okay, so which is not readable, so in encrypted format it will be saved. So like this you can find, once after creating an account, you can, in the configuration, these are the configuration files that Splunk will be creating. Okay, that's what you have to remember. Okay, so now if you come again to the web interface, okay, so now at this point in time, what we have to do, what we have thought, we will be ingesting the incidents, right? So in order to go to the incidents, you can always go to the second page over here in the inputs page. So here you will be finding incidents. Okay, so now if you see over here, it is disabled right now, it's already disabled. Okay, so and it is not it is also showing this exclamation mark, so that means what, missing account information. So we have to provide the missing account missing account configuration the same. So we have to provide the configuration right now. So in order to do that one, we have to click on this edit tab over here. Okay, So if we see this one, okay, because this is inbuilt input provided by Splunk itself, so it has not given the option to edit this input name incident. Already it has been given by Splunk itself, right? So incident, it has been disabled. Otherwise, if you create a new input, then you can always give an input name as well. Okay, that is the thing. And now account, select a value, it is saying. So whatever the account we have created earlier, that will be showcasing. Okay, so note to Splunk. Okay, so this I will be selecting, and collection interval. Okay, so collection interval for this input, okay, within seconds it will be showing over here as well. Okay, so and again table to collect data from. So again, which table? Incident data, incident table will be there in Splunk. If you see the Splunk, if you see the ServiceNow database, will be having an incident table. Okay, so from that table we'll be getting the data. Which data? The incident data, right? So that it is automatically taken over here, and there is no chance for you to edit this one. This will be disabled again. Okay, so now the next thing is the time field of the table. So in this particular table, incident table, you will be having the time field as sys underscore updated underscore on. Okay, this table you can always select, but check your actual table name in the ServiceNow as well, whether it is with the same name or not, because this is an add-on. Okay, Splunk is automatically provided for you, but please check before proceeding, because Splunk is customizable. ServiceNow is also customizable, right? So there you can always change anything. Okay, so that's why whether you do have the same table name or not, you can always check that one. Okay, and also the start date you can give for which thing. So where the events we will be getting. Okay, so within a week or within a month, okay, like that, starting of the week, starting of the month, you can always give the start date as well. Or else if you do not, if you do get want to get all the things, okay, you can always make it optional as well. Okay, so like this, and include the properties. Okay, so again, so we do have two things over here: included properties and excluded properties. So whatever the things you want to include, okay, along with this time field and all, okay, so you can always, however, because this is an inbuilt input, okay, there is no option for you to include properties over here. Otherwise, as I have said earlier, if you create a new input, you can always include properties. That means what? You can always input the fields. Okay, you can always input the fields apart from the time field or the description, like that. Okay, so you can always apart from that, you can always give whatever the fields you want with the comma separated values. Okay, like this you can always give. And exclude properties, whatever the things you don't want. Okay, just like the descriptions, this Splunk has given description by default. Okay, so apart from this, if you want to give any other fields which you don't want to get the data from that particular fields, you can always give a comma separated value, and you can put the things as well. Okay, that's what you have to remember. And id field is the sys underscore id field. Okay, this is just like a primary key, and this is the unique field. Okay, so this also you have to check once whether the name is correct or not. Okay, whether it has been modified or not. Okay, so filter parameters. Okay, even the filter parameters also you can specify over here, and however which are optional. Okay, so now index. So index name, if you do not give, so the index, it will be indexed into the main index. Okay, all the events will be going into the main index. Okay, otherwise if you want to give, okay, so otherwise if you want to get the data into specific index, you can always give the name over here. But before this one, what we have to do, we have to create an index here. Okay, so we have to create an index here. Okay, so you have to go to settings tab, and again in the indexes link you have to go over here. Okay, so you can always say new index over here, and snow underscore index. Okay, snow underscore index, you can always say some name, you can always give. And however, all these things are optional. Okay, so you can save this one. So once after saving again, okay, you can always go to the Splunk add-on for ServiceNow from the apps tab over here. You can always select the Splunk add-on for ServiceNow, and you can directly go to the particular add-on. So where we are actually, so we are in the inputs tab. Okay, so here where we have to give the incidents configuration, right? So we are checking that one, and because we have to create an index, we have gone there again to the settings tab. So all the things we will be maintaining the default. Okay, so here this index. Okay, so what we'll be doing, you have to type giving your name over here, snow underscore index. Automatically it has been showcasing over here. Okay, so snow underscore index is the thing we have created, and it is already shown, and we have selected that one as well. Okay, so now this is the thing that we have done. Okay, so now if I click on this update button, okay, so oh, we are not selecting an account over here. So snow to Splunk we have to select. Okay, and now we have to click on this update button. Okay, so now if we click on this update button, it has been updated, and if you see over here, so it is showcasing now. Now this exclamation mark is not showing for us, and Splunk snow to Splunk is the account name we have given, right? This account name prominently showing over here. Okay, so now we can always enable this one as well. Okay, so whatever the earliest incident is there, it is also showing with that date. Okay, so now we can always enable this one. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we can always go to the search tab over here, and as I specified earlier, now if you try to search with index equals to, already the snow underscore index we have created, right? It is showing over here. Okay, and if we select this one, and if we select for all time, because let us select for all time, because we don't know when the incidents have been created, right? So let us select all time, so that let us check whether all the incidents are coming or not. Okay, so if I search now, see 3 incidents we have got over here. Okay, so 3 incidents we have got. This is because we have got 3 incidents in ServiceNow as well. Okay, so now let us check whether, let us check by adding a new one as well. Okay, so this is another incident that is going to be added. So this is the mandatory field that we have to give. So this is another incident to get ingested. So something you can always write into Splunk. Okay, so you can always submit this one. So now as this is created, now again if you go to the Splunk instance over here, and again if you search this one, now let us see, or else we have to wait for some time, I think. Yeah, we have to wait for some time. Yeah, so now we have got the 4 incidents over here. Okay, see the incidents which we have created right now. You can always check this incident name as well, so you can go over here. Okay, you copy this incident. Okay, or else you can find the incident, see incident number. Okay, so this is the incident number, also you'll be finding somewhere. So this is thing, so this is another incident to get ingested into Splunk, right? This is the one we have ingested right now. So like this, we can always ingest the data that is coming from the ServiceNow into the Splunk environment.